Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Did you ever wonder why change is so hard? Over the last 5 years, I have been studying the process of change and transformation. In fact, I have assembled a team of scientists and researchers to demystify the process. And the whole reason I started doing it was because during our advanced workshops and our progressive workshops, we started noticing people having very significant changes in their health and their life. And I wanted to break the process down so that I could teach it better. It turns out that if you give people sound information and they begin to learn that information, once they understand that information and they can turn to the person next to them and explain it, they're beginning to wire that information in their brain. If you then can give them the proper instructions and set up the environment for them to actually practice it and feel safe enough to do it, a lot of people will get their behaviors to match their intentions and actions equal to their thoughts. When they do it properly, they're going to have some type of transformation. Now, my passion is to measure that transformation. And if I could measure that transformation and interpret the measurements, I should have more information to teach transformation the next time. And if I could measure that transformation, then I would have more information to teach transformation the following time. And the idea, of course, is to close the gap between knowledge and experience. And people around the world are beginning to apply some of these principles to find out that change isn't as hard as they thought it was, that there is actually a way to do it. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And that's an important thing because unconsciously you do this all the time anyway. So if you wake up in the morning and you start thinking about all the people you have to see, the places you have to go, the things you have to do, the objects that you own in your known familiar reality, as you place your attention on those different elements in your external world, your energy goes in that direction, and the side effect of that is, on a more probable than not basis, your body is going to follow your mind. So you wake up in the morning, you have the thought of the toilet. The moment you have the thought of the toilet, your body follows your mind to the toilet. You have the thought of the coffee maker in your kitchen, and the next thing you know, your body follows your mind to the coffee maker. While you're drinking coffee, you have the thought of your shower. When you have the thought of your shower, your body follows your mind to the shower. So you see, your body is always following your mind, but it's following it to the known, not to the unknown. So is it possible then that your body can begin to follow your mind to an unknown experience just like it follows your mind to a known experience? In other words, if you keep investing your attention and your energy into a new future and you keep revisiting it every single day and you use an elevated emotion as energy to drive you to a new future, is it possible then that your body could follow your mind to a new experience in your life, just like it follows your mind to the shower every single day? And by the same means, if you're waking up every single morning and you're connecting to the emotions of unhappiness or futility or pain or fear or victimization, the moment you place your attention on an emotion, and an emotion is a chemical residue of the past. The moment you place your attention on a past experience or a past emotion, you are siphoning your energy out of the present moment into the past. Now, most of those emotions that you experience are connected to memories of people and things and objects at certain times and places in your life. So then as you get in touch with the emotion and you correlate it with someone in your life or something in your life, you're activating the circuits in your brain from the past, and your attention is going into the past. As you begin to think about all the people you have to see and the places you have to go and the things you have to do in your known familiar reality, if your attention is on the known, you are siphoning energy out of the present moment into a predictable future. So most people's attention is either going into the familiar past or the predictable future, and their energy follows. And so now all of their energy is completely commingled into their experience of linear time. And they have a past that they relate to, and they have a predictable future that they anticipate. And they're very, very, very rarely in the present moment. So If your outer environment, if your personal reality, think about this, everything in your personal reality, what is it made of? Bodies, people, objects, things, places, and linear time. That's how we relate to our three-dimensional reality. So your personal reality is made up of all those different knowns in your life. So you have your outer world that's made up of objects and things and people and places, your physical reality, and then you have your inner world of thoughts and feelings. So if where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and a lot of your attention is on your cell phone, and your cell phone is connected to your WhatsApp, and your WhatsApp's connected to your texts, and your texts are connected to your Twitter, and your Twitter is connected to your Instagram. And then, of course, there's your Facebook, and then you have your computer, and you have your emails. Then you have your job, and your boss, and your coworkers, and your enemy, and your family, and your partner. You have your kids, you have your parents, you have your in-laws, you have your friends, you have your siblings, and your face and your body and your pain and money and the news, and all your attention is going on to all these different aspects of your outer reality. It means then if you're shifting your attention to all of these objects and people and things in your outer reality, then you're driving energy away from you. All of your attention and your energy is flowing away from you, and you have very little energy in your inner world of thoughts and feelings to create something new. In addition to that, all of those things and objects and people and places that make up your personal reality are already known to you. So then as you put your attention on them, you're putting your attention on the known. And if you keep your attention on the known, you'll keep creating more knowns in your life. Every one of those things has a neurological network in your brain. Every one of those elements is already mapped in your brain. So when you get out of balance and you get stressed to the smallest measure, the act of getting stressed and getting emotional begins to produce a certain amount of chemicals in your brain that begin to arouse the brain and body. The rush of adrenaline and cortisol that's created from the hormones of stress causes you to try to keep everything in your life controlled, to keep it predictable, to keep it orderly. And as you shift your attention to one person, to one problem, to one thing, to one place at one time, you're literally activating those circuits in your brain that are associated with memories of all of those things. Another way to say it is, your energy is completely fractured, and so is your biology and brain. And as your attention moves in all these different directions, it's very difficult to create anything new because our energy is moving away from us in all these different elements. So it makes sense then that we're going to have to disinvest our attention and our energy off of all of those things in our outer world to put enough attention and energy on an unknown experience in our life. So then every one of those people, every one of those problems, any one of those things or objects or places that make up your personal reality has an emotion connected to them. And how do we know that? Because you've experienced them. And emotions are energy and motion. So the stronger the emotion you have to some person or thing, the more you're going to place your attention on the cause of it. In other words, if you're using your boss to reaffirm your addiction to judgment, and you're using your coworker to reaffirm your addiction to competition, you're using your friends to reaffirm your addiction to suffering, your parents to reaffirm your addiction to guilt, the news to reaffirm your addiction to anger, the stronger the emotion that you feel, the more you're going to put attention on the cause of it, which means now you're giving your power away to someone or something in your life. So then how do we change that? As you sit in the inner work and you do meditations, you're going to have to get beyond your associations to your past, present reality. You're going to have to temper the body emotionally. It's not the person or the thing that is the cause of it. It's that we keep that person or thing in our life because our attention is on it. So it makes sense then, as we lower the volume to our emotional reactions to people and things in our life, it makes sense then we're going to put less attention on the cause of it. But it's the act of putting our attention on the cause of it that begins to cause us to bond energetically with our past, present reality. So then as you disinvest your attention off that person or object or problem or thing in your life, and you begin to lower the volume to your emotions, you're beginning to weaken those bonds energetically, which means if you do this properly, that energy begins to come back to you. And when the energy begins to come back to you, it's chaotic energy, but you're beginning to build your own electromagnetic field. And that new electromagnetic field is a new energy. And that new energy now you can use to design a new destiny, to heal your body, to create a new job, a new relationship, because you have that energy now available to you. So are any of those things bad in your life? Absolutely not. But if you can't get beyond them, it means that they own you. And in order for you to break those bonds with your past, present reality, it takes energy to do that. And energy is connected to awareness. So then, where do you place your attention every day? Where do you place your energy? Is it on your pain? Is it on your ex? Is it on how much you hate your job? Where is all of your attention going? Because if your attention is on that particular aspect of your life and you're viewing it from the same level of mind every single day, then your life is going to stay the same. And so in order for you to heal your life, you're going to have to get beyond the memory and the emotions of your present life. In order for you to create a new personal reality, you're going to have to get beyond the personality who's created it. In order for you to heal your body, then, you're going to have to get beyond the association or the memory of your body. And in order for you to create some new future in a new time, you're going to have to get beyond anticipating the same exact thing and same time happening every single day. And so then list a few things. List a few things where you place your attention every single day. Now, some of those things could actually be constructive. There's nothing wrong with that. But the areas of your life that are not moving and there's been no change, that's where you're going to have to disinvest your energy. And if you do this properly, you're going to begin to build your own electromagnetic field, your own energy field, and that's available energy for you to do something with. Here's an example. A student of ours was 18 years old. She's now 70. She was living in Israel, and she had a little window, actually a big window, that she would open up every morning and feed this dog, a stray dog. And she was leaning out the window this one day, and the top part of the window slammed down on her back, in her lower back. And the force of the acceleration of that window against her back was so strong that it knocked her unconscious. When she came back to awareness, she had very, very significant pain. Now, the memory of the experience is stored in the body. She's living in a tremendous amount of pain, but she's young and she thinks she's just going to push through it. So from the time she was 18 to the time she was 70, she experienced incredible amounts of pain, debilitating pain. She went to doctors, she went to therapists, she tried all kinds of different modalities and treatments, cortisone injections, epidurals, different physical therapy, different modalities, and nothing took her pain away. She was presenting herself as somebody that was okay, but how she really felt inside was that she was in a lot of pain. She was suffering and angry and bitter inside. So then every time she felt the anger and the bitterness, she was using her pain then to reaffirm her addiction to that emotion. Now, this is the reverse way most people think, but it's important because the moment she started looking at the emotions, and those emotions were connected then to different people and objects and things, when she finally started working on the emotions and taking her attention off all the things in her life, she began to call energy back to her. Within doing the meditations for a short amount of time and redirecting her attention and redirecting her energy, she stood on the stage in front of 600 people, and she has no pain in her body at all. She literally overcame her past and created a new future. So, many people around the world are doing this. And remember, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And if you can place your attention on an unknown, and getting clear on what that future would be like, and keep the majority of your attention on that future, and combine it with the emotion of that future, you are going to marry your energy right into that future, and your body's going to follow your mind to a new experience, a new destiny. Give it a shot.